Hello you most amazing viewers, welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and before we get into this video I have got some exciting news for you. We are going to be holding some meetups! Hip hip hooray, you can meet us in the flesh. Yes. Firstly, we're going to be at Playlist Live, a video creator festival in Orlando, Florida. Hello sunshine! Now this runs from the 27th to the 29th of April, so be there if you're local to the area. Also, we're going to be holding a meetup of our very own at Yonge and Dundas Square in Toronto on the 12th of May at 2 PM. So come along. If you guys come wearing your most amazing shirts to either events, then we will absolutely sign them for you. I might even do like a small sketch, although I'm terrible at drawing, so that's up to you. Also, for those of you that come to our Toronto meetup, we're going to have loads of goodies to give away, so see you there. If you want to buy one of our shirts ahead of time, then go to mostamazingshop.com. The link is in the description box down below. Okay, onwards to the top 10 lucky storage unit finds. If this is your jam, then make sure you give this video a good thumbs up. Coming in at number 10, we have Real Life Pirate Treasure. A true classic from the TV show Storage Wars. I love the show Storage Wars, by the way, it's so good. Hosts Dan and Laura Dotson auctioned off a storage unit for just $1,000 to a man named John Cardoza. He's from San Jose, and you know what? He lucked out. The idea of the show is that storage units are auctioned off blind without knowledge of the contents. Now luckily for John, inside his he found 200-year-old Spanish pirate treasure. Now this dated from the 16th to the 19th centuries. The media jumped on the story, hailing John as the new owner of legit pieces of 8. The box containing the coins was so heavy it took 3 people to move it. Now the loot was valued at $500,000. Good old John got a 500% return on his investment, which is pretty great. Okay, next up we have Nicolas Cage's stolen comic book collection. What a bizarre story at number 9. Luckily for actor Nicolas Cage, his comic book collection was found at a storage unit in Southern California in 2011. The collection had been stolen over 11 years prior from his home in LA. The collection included Action Comics 1, which in itself is worth over $1 million. Now the total value of the collection was $2.1 million, and even though Cage had received an insurance payout for the stolen collection, he wanted to be reunited with it. He said, "It is divine providence that the comic was found, and I'm hopeful that the heirloom will be returned to my family." Okay, it's not all storage wars here or even extreme megabucks. Sometimes your average person finds something of value and it means a lot to them. That is exactly what happened to eBay user Vermont Girl 77. She simply found 2 skateboards at number 8. In 2015, a humble storage unit renter acquired 2 old skateboards that she listed on eBay. Now little did she know that the abandoned sports gear had some serious value. The vintage Burton skateboards started a bidding war that ended up banking the lucky finder over $30,000. Talk about a lucky find from someone who had no idea what they were looking at. Coming in at number 7, we have a 1966 Ford Mustang. A family from Massachusetts explored a forgotten storage unit belonging to a deceased family member and found an old 1966 Ford Mustang that had sat there for 40 years. I mean, how do you forget that you have a car? Cars are meant to be driven, especially Mustangs. Mustang Sally! Been wanting to sing that for this whole point. Good! Luckily it was found in the end, and the family sold the car at an auction in Greenwich, Connecticut. Now it went for nearly $160,000. What a find. Another car up next at number 6, this time one driven by James Bond. Back in 1989, a Long Island contractor splashed out a meager $100 for a storage unit. He had no idea what it contained. The next day he discovered that hidden under some old blankets was a weird car-boat hybrid. They thought it was worthless until a trucker transporting the vehicle asked if the car was from a James Bond movie, The Spy Who Loved Me. Turns out it was. It was the iconic Lotus S Spirit from an underwater scene. Now it later sold for just under $1 million at an auction to none other than Elon Musk. Elon! Pop your money away. We all know you've got loads of it. This car wasn't the one that went to space, but maybe it could get like really deep down into the Mariana Trench or something. So it isn't always cash that constitutes a lucky find. Sometimes the evidence needed to solve a murder case is hiding away in a storage unit waiting to be discovered. We've got details of this coming in at number 5. Rick Ratzlaff bought a storage unit in Colorado when he found evidence to a 10-year-old unsolved murder case. The locker, brought in Cannon City, contained bloody clothes and other pieces of incriminating evidence associated with the murder of 17-year-old Candace Hiltz. Hiltz's mother believed that her daughter's murder was covered up by the Fremont County Sheriff's Department, and indeed the locker did belong to the lead investigator in the case, Lieutenant Robert Dodd. As a result of the find, Dodd faced fire and was placed on leave. Now luckily the find did expose a corrupt cop, but the evidence couldn't be used because it had been contaminated. Imagine finding a long-lost piece of art by a famous artist in storage. That is exactly what happened to Daryl Sheets, who came across a Frank Guttierrez original. This is coming in at number 4. Once again, storage wars for the win. Daryl forked out over $3,000 for a storage unit and was lucky enough to have inadvertently bought a space containing a long-lost Guttierrez artwork. Now this was valued at over $300,000. At the time, in 2012, this was the biggest payout in the show's history. We've got $1 million of Hollywood memorabilia at number 3. Not only is this lucky, it's actually pretty cool. Again, this is another offering from the Storage Wars team. This time Dan and Laura Dotson came across an abandoned storage unit in Orange, California, and it contained over 40,000 pieces of Hollywood memorabilia. In the unit they found props, costumes, posters, scripts, production cells, publicity photos and artwork, including original work from Tim Burton. How do these guys keep doing it? They must be the luckiest storage hunters in the world. Also, who forgets they have 40,000 pieces of Hollywood memorabilia? I really like this story at number 2. We have millions of dollars of bonds. In December 2016, a Fresno, California man found millions of dollars worth of bonds in a storage unit he bought at auction. The unit contained a chest which in itself contained a beautiful slice of history and a life-changing amount of money. Alongside old propaganda posters and old coins, he found $5 million bonds from 1927. Of course, these would be worth a lot more today. Now instead of trying to cash the money in himself, good-hearted finder Ryan Harper is looking to reunite the treasure with its owner or owners of the living family members. How nice is that? Finally, at number 1, perhaps one of the most valuable storage unit finds ever, we have the $6 million Beach Boys haul. Wouldn't it be nice to find original work from the Beach Boys and make a lot of money? Where's the tune? I don't know. Oh my goodness, talk about a lucky storage unit find. A Florida radio station brought a locker containing what they thought was just paper and documents, but actually it turned out to be handwritten lyrics, original scores, and the first royalty check of the Beach Boys. How does someone just have that stuff on them? The band tried to get legal ownership of the memorabilia, but it was ruled a fair find, so is cleared for sale. The items collectively sold for $6 million at auction. So that was the top 10 lucky storage unit finds. Which of these would you most like to come across? I think to me it sounds like we all need to sign up to Storage Wars immediately because honey needs a slice of that pirate treasure. Wow, I also do like the underwater James Bond car though. Elon, if you want to chuck it to a hun, call me. You've got my number. Although you don't, but you could probably get it because you're very, very rich. Okay, I digress. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Most Amazing Top 10. Hopefully we will see you guys at a meetup, including you, Elon. I know you're a #1 fan. I'm your most amazing host, Rebecca Felgate. If you want more details to the meetup, they're in the description box down below. But for now, if you like this video, make sure you give it a good thumbs up, share it with a friend, and say subscribe for more Most Amazing lists. Bye!